Welcome back. This is my final update to my monk. But before we get into that, I'd like to say thanks to everyone who's been watching my videos. One of my videos got above 500 views, which is insane to me. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'm trying to get partnered in 2025. That way I can get you guys more build guides, not just for this game, but the upcoming games that are coming out next year. Side note, I'll have a link in the description below with the build guide in written form, so it's just easier to follow along. And it has some recommendations on it as well for later levels. But yeah, let's get to it. Hey guys, I changed up my monk a bit. The most important thing is you have to get your crit chance above 50%. The way you check this is under skill gems. You go to advanced information, and our main ability is Ice Strike, so this is the perfect place to check it. And then under critical hits, you see the chance percentage. Mine is 59.01. The goal is to get to 50% or higher. And then you want your attack speed, which is right here, attacks per second. You want that to be 5.0 or higher. The reason why is the faster you're attacking, the faster you're critting, and it's really noticeable when you're fighting bosses when you start to get that momentum and you crit almost like every hit, and the bosses just freeze and then they get deleted. Easy. All right, let's go over the gear. Starting with my chest piece, I went for evasion and energy shield. If you go for straight evasion, it's not a big deal. I just prefer to have energy shield as well, just in case I don't evade attacks. I still have a little like tankiness to me. Uh, Try your best to get a really high evasion slash energy shield rating, because the more you have it, the more spirit you get from one of your ascendancies. Lead me through grace. So if you have, based on your energy shield and evasion, you'll get more spirit. So for me, I actually have 191 spirit, which is just enough to use the skill gems I want. 190 is fine. If you have above 190, it's better because you can upgrade your certain spirit gems. But 190 is a sweet spot for me. I have no issues with the content in game. All right, going back to the gear. Weapon. You do not, I repeat, you do not need plus melee skills. You do not need that on your weapon. All it does, it makes your mana pool hurt a lot. Because your attack speed is so fast that it's just draining your mana and you're just chugging flasks constantly. All you need on your weapon is increased physical damage, attack speed, and critical hit chance. That's all you need. If you get accuracy rating, sweet. If you get adds physical damage, sweet. Adds lightning damage, sweet. Adds cold damage, sweet. But the main three are increased physical damage, critical hit chance, and attack speed. And side note, iron runes are the ones I have socketed on my weapon and my chest piece. Those are like very important. The rest of my gear, just socket whatever resistance you need left. The ring here, this is my favorite unique in the game so far. Pretty much what it does, when you hit one enemy, freezes it. You kill it, it shatters. The shatters, like the shattered effect, just change throughout the whole map. It clears your whole screen. When you're doing breaches, you just have to kill one of the smaller enemies, and it pretty much kills everything that has spawned right on the outer edge of the breach, even the rares. It's so insane. I hope they never nerf this, because anytime I'm doing a cold build, I'm going to be using this ring. For our amulet, try your best to get critical hit chance on it. I was lucky enough to get 36%. And once you have a good amulet, The allocation I picked was Tainted Strike. You guessed it, more critical hit chance for our attacks. Like I said before, it's very, very important to get your critical hit chance at 50% or higher. I'm gonna repeat it again and again. It's very important. If it's below 50%, it's so different. You're so much weaker. All right. Moving to our skill gems. Our main ability, Ice Strike. The GOAT. Luckily, I was able to corrupt it and get some quality, which added more attack speed. Funny thing is, when you corrupt the gem, you're still able to upgrade the level of it with the uncut skill gems you get. So I actually corrupted this when it was level 18. And when I got a level 19 skill gem, I was able to upgrade it to level 19, even though it was corrupted. So that's weird. Anyways, Ice Strike. My support gems, there. More attack speed, more area damage, more weapon elemental damage, and code exposure whenever you crit. Now, you're going to be critting a lot. This is mostly for a boss situation or a tanky rare. I mean, to be honest, none of the rares are really tanky against us. But once you crit a boss right here, they just take more cold damage and then it multiplies. It's so insane. Next, Tempest Bell. This I rarely use. I only drop it maybe if there's a ton of enemies around me, and dropping it on its own does enough damage to kill the whole pack. And as well, you know, you drop it on bosses, and it really helps with freezing them and critting. Rage. More freeze build up. More melee damage. Next one, Herald of Ice. This is our bread and butter for mapping. This is what goes well with the unique ring I was talking about, where once you freeze someone and shatter them, it just clears the whole screen. More area of effect, so instead of just clearing the screen you're looking at, it might clear the screens next to you, which actually does happen. Just more level to the Herald of Ice, and then penetrating 30% cold resistance. Now, Charge Staff and Combat Frenzy. Combat Frenzy right here, and then support gem is to just generate more charges. You get charges, you get power charges, you use Charge Staff. And now one of our passive nodes gives us that we can use up to 5 power charges, which is a huge increase to our damage. You have more skill duration, more chance to shock. And this one, you can pretty much put whatever you want, but I have attacks. Slow enemies, really pretty much. Wind Dancer. This sometimes has saved my life. The reason why is the game has an issue where, especially in Delirium, when the enemies spawn, they like kind of push you like really far away for some reason, and then like you're stuck getting pushed by them. But Wind Dancer knocks them back, so you can like start fighting them. Blind enemies, Calling Strike. Calling Strike is really nice, because this, whenever you don't kill an enemy and it's really low health and they hit you and this procs, it pretty much kills them because of Calling Strike. But you really won't have an issue killing enemies with this crit chance build. Ghost Dance, just more energy shield, more tankiness. Fast forward, you want this skill gem to be quicker, because you see here it's 3.5 seconds, but with this, it's just going to be like quickly coming back to you. Man, I can't speak for some reason. And then Clarity, if you have enough spirit to use this, just mana regeneration. And then last one, we're using Cast on Shock. Now you're wondering, we're a cold build. Why do you have a cast on shock? Well, for one, you only freeze an enemy once or twice. So cast on freeze, you won't be proccing it often. But we shock enemies often because of our charge staff and our Tempest Bell. When you drop your Tempest Bell and you shock your Tempest Bell, it counts as energy generation for this cast on shock. For this, we have Eye of Winter, Sniper's Mark, and Energy Retention. Eye of Winter and Sniper's Mark, you barely will see this proc during maps. It's mostly for bosses. What this does, Sniper's Mark increases critical hit damage, as we're going to be critting a lot, so your crit damage is just going to be insane. And Eye of Winter puts a debuff on enemies that, you guessed it, increases our critical hit chance. So it's a really good pair. If you have enough spirit, definitely get this. If not, get a different chest piece so you have enough spirit to get this. This really helps against bosses. Okay, moving to the passive tree. So let's start with the ascendancies. Once you get your first two, you want to go up. Get this node as quick as possible so you get your spirit up so you can use more spirits. And then the next one, go here. The more evasion you have, the more armor you have, makes you super tanky. The third one I went was down. Critical hits. Look at that. Critical hits. Ignore enemy elemental resistance. Guess what we're doing? Critical hits all the time because our critical hit chance is 50 or above. And then you'll definitely be able to get your fourth ascendancy easy. Trial of Chaos, I've done it in 20 minutes with this build, and Sanctum, it was a bit longer because the rooms, like choosing the rooms, planning out whatever, it's pretty annoying, but the final boss was so easy with this build, trust me. I went with more cold damage. Now, if you go and pick this one, it's really strong. It's super strong, but it comes with a cost of your mana. It will eat your mana up, so just be wary. All right, little different tree than last time, but most importantly, you want this node still. You want your frenzy charges to become power charges so you can use charge staff. We got some nodes with attack speed. We need our attack speed to be high. A lot of crit damage nodes. We got some nodes for energy shield. If you're using a energy shield body armor chest piece, this is going to be very important for you. Now, coming down here, getting this node here, Falcon technique. The more dexterity you have, the more attack speed you'll have. So I have about 207. So this is getting me a lot more attack speed. Once you get to like 190 at dexterity with 200, and you get this node, you're gonna see the big difference in our speed. Let me just demonstrate for you. You're hitting 5 times per second. This is a lot of hits per second. So going back to the tree. The cool thing about this tree than my last one is I got more jewel sockets. I have a total of 4 right now. And the most important thing on your jewels right now, I only have sapphires, and they only have one good stat for me, is critical hit chance. That's very important. If you can get cold damage on them, that's fine, but critical hit chance, try to get 15%, which is the max on a jewel you could get. You get that on all 4 of your jewels, it helps a lot to getting to that 50%. And then the rest of it really is just getting some more crit damage, increased crit damage. Oh, this is the one where you can have more power charge. This is very important for your DPS. If you don't have enough crit chance yet, get this so your DPS is higher. But yeah, I think that's about it for the passive tree. Everything is going to be linked in my description, so you could just look at the passive tree and you don't have to keep rewinding the video because I am kind of moving around. Sorry about that. But once I level up, I'll probably finish right here, getting this node here, just to increase my evasion rating and energy shield and just a little reduced effect on curses on me. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said before, everything's going to be in a link down below. My whole build is there on a slight written guide, so you can follow along with that. I do also have some more recommendations in that link, just in case you get better gear or more skill gem sockets. And yeah, I mean, you don't have to follow my build uh, perfectly. I mean, I'm sure you could get better gear and, use your imagination and make something even better. Leave in the comments if you have any concerns or questions or suggestions on maybe a new build, a new character that I should try, or yeah, I mean, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.